Welcome back. If you want to understand that transition, you should watch the first. If you want to understand, here's the negative list. Well, I just explained what I did there. But, well anyways, all I want for Christmas is the top 10 best Christmas songs. Number 10. Like most people, as I'm sure this happens to most people, I grew up with many Christmas collections and compilations growing up. We were very much a best of sort of house with music, and Christmas was no exception. We've all been there, right? Growing up with 8 CDs of Mannheim Steamroller. Again, very Christmas heavy upbringing. The one I latched onto was this Time Life Treasures 2-disc set. It's so old, modern CD players won't even read it, which isn't something players are supposed to do. It's that dang old. But since I've been listening to it since I was 4, it carries one song that grabbed a spot on my list. That multicolored Christmas. I latched onto some weird shit as a kid. Walking in a winter wonderland. Not gonna lie, nostalgia carried this one to the list. Among the lists I usually cobble together, 10 was pretty difficult to make here. There's copious amounts of love I'll be throwing down the road. Here is more of a case of a Christmas classic than truly lovable. With number 1, theming. Walking in a winter wonderland. Wonderland gets the eye-blinding beauty of snow making driving a pain in the ass. It captures losing feeling in your extremities, and not being able to walk without clearing a path that'll get inevitably covered again. And nothing is better than precipitation taking over everything. And that's the best season. Don't get me started on summer. This version gets me pumped for winter Christmas every time. Those tingly synths are like snow's gentle fall, but its warm and happy tone makes you feel like you're watching it from inside. I miss snow days. Lucky kids. The theme really does counter how saccharine and repetitive and simple this standard Christmas tune is. While it is pretty in line with most Christmas songs, it surpasses tiresome monotony by just fitting its own wintry specifications. And even without it, this particular version means more to me than most. It's like when I asked my mom what her favorite Christmas song is, and she said Drummer Boy with David Bowie and Bing Crosby. You know, I forgot that one. Luckily I wrote this before I recorded that video, so hopefully I fixed it. Yes. I can't even give Dolly the credit. It's Time Life for making a damn good 2-disc set. Good job, multi-million-dollar syndicated company. You made my childhood. Number 9. Talk about a Christmas institution. This thing that's a piano and a dude with brushes and a snare drum. Top 5 Christmas special from a top 5 comic. What kind of theme goes with that? A jam. As far as straight piano music goes, you can't get much better than this. It's catchy, it's fun, and it's cartoony as all heck. It's also truly up to you whether this is part of your Christmas staples or it's an easy skip. But I accept no substitutes. This is the instrumental for the big kids. You can keep your winter solstice CDs, Mom. I want to stay awake. Boom! There it is. Number 8. I used a lot of Anybody's last video. Plenty of songs that were unsalvageable. Some dumpster fires can't be saved by Taylor Swift. Last Christmas, I gave you my heart. I gave it away because your heart isn't in it. I'm not keeping your apathetic ticker. Instead of dreading the songs that have 50 interpretations stuck at blah, let's recognize a man who does his dangdest to make Christmas, well, not great again. It's always been great. More like keeping Christmas fresh. And for all you ladies out there, he's a hunk. It must have been old Santa. Many artists have excelled during the Christmas season. Andy Williams, Bing Crosby, Gene Autry, Dean Martin. I could name about 50 more guys and gals. But the thing about most of these artists is they have a complementary career outside of holiday music. I can't name a standard Harry Connick song, but I could name 10 Christmas songs he has a top 3 cover of. Imagine Michael Bublé, except instead of a muted band and a boring man, he's using his talent to put Christmas on his back. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. The man's got pipes, and he's not wasting them singing some slow, boring ballads that challenge your eyelids to stay put. But as his lulling smoothness sacrifices the fun of music, Harry's sharp delivery makes him impossible to replicate.
Santa Claus is coming to town.
There aren't many Christmas artists that consistently give their all like Hair Bear. Plop one of his compact discs into your car and try not to spin out.
Oh, these are CDs. This is how people used to listen to music. I bought one last week because I'm a dinosaur.
So the dude's a good singer. Plenty of people can sing. What sets him apart is his band. Rudolph never sounded so interesting. Simple melodies, pumped up to the limit. It's the juicing that Harry brings to every song he touches.
The Savior is born.
See, even trying to joke about it is impossible, because they always kill it. Harry is a New Orleans native, and the Dixieland Jazz Foundation of his band is an absolute plus. Nobody jazzes up Christmas like Harry and the gang.
And he's got some slammin' original songs, too.
Santa Claus is a banger. Great swing in the drums. I Pray on Christmas is fun and bouncy, enough to make it enjoyable, no matter how you feel. The Happy Elf.
Ooh, the Happy Elf.
Well, this one sucks, but nobody's exempt to a lemon here and there. Harry was a part of many of my childhood December 25ths, and that's why he is a major part of the season.
Great performer.
You are Colleen Gibson, right?
Great singer.
Number 7. Memes. Okay, well, not an actual meme, one of those personal memes. Does that contradict the definition of a meme? Who's to say? But yes. So story time. Kick it, video guy.
So imagine working as a fast food employee where everything's hitting the fan and you're understaffed and it's like a weekend day, it's Christmas, everything is absolutely going to hell, and then somebody makes this really cruel joke that goes,
"It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas."
This stupid joke has kept me going more than I'd like to admit. Management expecting unrealistic results? Looks like Christmas to me. Out of nowhere rush? Time to sarcastically sing. Some loser who says to you the season is starting to burn out?
"It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas."
Talk about selling it. Bing's conviction makes that moment one of the definitive high spots of the music season. There are no half measures when it comes to the Bing of Christmas.
Remember, aspiring YouTubers, puns make videos write themselves.
Yeah, I'm not gonna front. This is all it takes to be on here. Overall, it's a nice song, but those 5 seconds are everything, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Number 6. Here stands the best original Christmas song in the modern era. Modern may just equate to the last 30 years, but it's the definitive, newer original Christmas song of all of them.
Best holiday song according to Billboard. It's been number 1 on the holiday chart since its creation in December of 2011. And I don't need your stupid subscription to know that, jerks.
This is one of those songs where being considered the best Christmas song and most popular song could not be more deserved. Absolutely nothing is disagreeable here. Mariah, come on.
More than you could ever know.
It's not even fair. She makes it sound effortless and fun. Eat your heart out, Ariana. Your Santa Tell Me has none of the panache of Mariah.
Mariah's song doesn't have a stop line, so it makes the score more like 18-1.
Produced like a dream, it's one of the most durable of the season. And maybe there was a little foresight involved. In the midst of a peak decade for Mariah, they basically fused a pop song with a Christmas song. What could possibly be better than that?
6 is like the objectively best slot, right? Don't worry, I've got the opposite still coming. You're gonna be mad.
As I said, I do agree with people who think this is the best song. It doesn't require a certain mood to enjoy. It's magnificently unique from the rest of the hits, and it's hella fun. Nothing puts you in the spirit quicker than Mariah does. Number 5. As you may have heard from me now and again, objectivity can't play a very big role in lists. Baby It's Cold Outside isn't poorly performed or poorly put together. It's both defendable and destroyed by its context. Either you think that 1949 was a different time, or this slimy, tee-hee, don't leave my house song should have a meeting with HR for its behavior. Context is pretty much everything, which is why the greatest Christmas song of all time is number 6.
Giddy up, let's go.
Catch me on the right day, and I'll tell you I'm a band nerd. Well, it's hard to back that up being the potato-brained percussionist that I am. Because of my nerdliness towards sheet music, instrumentals have a shot of being likable. And hell, I claim to be music first, so may as well be singerless. Bands like Battles and Ending Sporadic and Random don't need your conventional singer nonsense. Remember 8 minutes ago when this very list had an instrumental on it? But that was 4 spots ago. What makes this so much better than Piano and Brushes?
The same difference between Yes and ELO. A damn orchestra.
Another factor that helps is that I played this very arrangement in band about 10 years ago.
Remember my ensemble role. There may be a reason I like this so much. You know you boy, I was playing the snare drum. Yeah, the guy who played the whip crack never got it right.
Having that sheet knowledge of a piece always enhances it. There's a reason West Side Story is my favorite musical, being that I've played 3 different arrangements of varying qualities. Here's the 24-minute College Wind version on my old Reliable, and this goofy original cast recording on vinyl. Playing it makes it way better, and multiple songs on this list have that luxury.
Brace yourself, peeps. You still won't be ready.
Eat up that context. Now I should probably talk about the song in the slot. Sleigh Ride is a pretty good Christmas song on its own. The Ronettes version is probably top 20. Heck, honorable mention, nice job, ladies. It's a lot like Winter Wonderland in that it's about making the most out of your fingers going white. But Sleigh Ride doesn't need the lyrics to help convey the feeling. It sounds like a horse-drawn jaunt through the middle of nowhere. It's got horse hooves. It's got horse commands. And it's appropriately cheery. Those sleigh bells do get a jingling, and it even got one of the best phrase variations of the season. Every time that extra syncopation hits, I remember why this version kicks so much ass. There's no other Christmas arrangement like it. Orchestral powerhouse that'll always have its spot in the Christmas rotation, and a spot in my heart.
And I don't give away my heart. I need it to live. I'm not George Michael. Ooh, sorry. Too soon?
Number 4.
This is the start of the 6th year I've been talking about music. This is the first time I have ever talked about my favorite dweebs in the world.
God rest ye merry gentlemen.
To preserve an in-depth conversation about the top 3 music acts for the future, I'll be short about their history. The Barenaked Ladies, Chicken Legs, Four Eyes, Fatso, Buckwheat, and Eddie were the adult alternative act, too fun and clever for the genre. Their lightly humorous demeanor not only made them step away from the Matchbox 20s and the Third Eye Blinders, but also cursed them to be judged and ignored as such.
It's been 1 week since you looked at me.
This is a good song. As a Barenaked Ladies song, it's not in their top 50.
B&L is better than being pop, so the 2 hits people remember miss the band's 2 best features, stellar musicianship and emotionally impactful singing. Both hits are generic crowd pleasers, and while that's the best some acts can shoot for, cough cough semisonic, they are massive disappointments for Canada's best act of all time. Yeah, take that, Rush!
It is an honor to induct these guys into the Canadian Music Hall of Fame.
I'm kidding, Rush is awesome. They are 2 very different bands.
This is me.
But what BNL definitely has over Rush is the One Christmas Song.
God Rest Ye is one of those Christmas songs. I usually have a similar frustration with it to my number 5 on the prior worst list, but my boys came through, as they always do.
From God our Heavenly Father.
Ed is the second best singer in the band, and that is the opposite of a detriment. He's on here, and he could sell you on anything when he commands a melody like this, and he's got killer help.
Oh, star of wonder.
Steven, why'd you leave so early? You only gave it 17 years.
It's not just a gimmick that B&L had 2 lead vocalists, it's a feature. Steve's passion for every song he helms is unmatched, and his harmonies here are just plain epic. And Ed, the Swiss Army singer, compliments every second Steve isn't in charge.
I deeply lament the buying habits of the American populace. That album had 6 better songs on it. Damn you.
I can't help but get giddy every time these guys harmonize. You don't become one of the best bands on singing alone. Jim on bass.
Tidings of comfort and joy.
You hear that? That is an upright bass, and he can play both. On the more folksy of their songs, he'll usually dust off that big boy, and it's the right call for the Christmas take. And then there's Tyler. Tyler's a highly underrated drummer, and I know he's not Neil Peart. Nobody is Neil Peart, but he deserves more credit than most of the drummers in his scene. He didn't need to do much, but he outclassed the Peanuts dude with a more spacious and precise lick. Hell of a band doing a hell of a job.
It could have easily been number 3. Easily. But
Born a king on Bethlehem's plain.
She doesn't do a bad job, but a mediocre job does cost it a spot. Just like every forgettable cover of Christmas Past, Sarah rode the charm of My Beautiful Adult Alternativators straight to the top. Heck, without McLaughlin, I could have softened the blow of having one of the worst Christmas songs of all time in my top 3.
bum, 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 bum. Number 2 is at This Time Code. See you down the road, haters. If you want to hear me explain myself, thank you. Love you.
Even before I grew an appreciation for this song, I was pretty neutral about it. Thought it was just another ding-dong Christmas song.
Ding dong, ding dong. I'm not calling the song perfect. Please stop yelling. I'm sorry.
One Christmas, we unveiled the set list for another concert season. Came with the usuals, a Nutcracker arrangement, Sleigh Ride again, but one brand spanking new lot of sheet music appeared that last concert of mine.
How percussion works is different from standard chairs in a band. Basically, we get all the parts and then we distribute them evenly between each other so we get different percussion instruments for a whole concert. For Wonderful Christmas Time, I chose mallets.
Let's start there. The whole mallet part is octaves, so just lots of rests and accenting certain parts with both hands. And this intro is delightful. Those wispy quarter notes are like the childlike wonder affiliated with the holiday. Innocent, but that's the point. That's why the song is so shitty.
Paul McCartney, he's above such trash.
Get over yourselves. If you think Paul isn't good enough for a silly Christmas song here and there, then you don't understand the amount of money this one holiday-themed song has made him. Lady Gaga never had to make pop. She could have just made 60s jazz duet albums with Tony Bennett. But she made goofy, perfect pop music for us. You really gonna look that gift horse in the mouth?
Look a gift horse in the mouth.
We've made some weird colloquial metaphors over the years.
So that's a lot of talking about Wonderful Christmas Time context. What about the song itself?
Look, all that matters is that I love it. You sure as hell don't have to.
Even for Christmas songs, this thing is basic and cliche as hell.
They practiced all year long.
Bet those kids aren't a fan of doing Christmas songs all year, especially when all they do is
Ding dong, ding dong.
It's damn simple.
Simply having.
And that's why it's my kind of Christmas song. It's got the simple joy of the whole season.
Wonderful Christmas Time is delightfully Wonderful Christmas Time. It's not oversaturated by 50 similar covers. It's not boring or average like 80% of the other seasonal songs. And it's impactful in such a way that people get passionate about it. My dad hates it. You hate it. And it's my third favorite.
Subscribe for more bad opinions.
Number 2.
Hey guys, remember yesterday when I totally foreshadowed an entry on this list?
On the first day of Christmas,
12 Days of Christmas. The perfect song for extreme reaction.
On the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me.
We need a name that's witty at first, but that seems less funny each time you hear it.
There's no other Christmas song that's given me so much unbridled joy. I still remember the day some standard 12 Days covers started playing, then mutated into this hilarious bonkers take on a classic piece of poo.
For calling birds and turtle doves.
The first misdirection, and I was hooked. And it just keeps layering jokes and different Christmas songs sprinkled all over. It's like the perfect Christmas medley. This one song is pretty much all you need.
Hilariously, it's also the only song Straight No Chaser needed.
The video you're seeing is actually the only reason they became as big as they did. A record exec signed them based on this one upload to some new online video site called YouTube. But yeah, all of their success is thanks to this one starting point.
And they owe the format of their biggest song to some guy.
SNC modified a 1968 comic arrangement by Richard C. Gregory and the Williston Caterwaulers. The original is good. The modifications they made are even better. They knew they had a great cover of Africa, so throw that in there.
This song is so good, it's the only Christmas song I keep on my iPod all year.
Even once you know all the tricks and jokes, singing along makes it more fun. It transcends seasonal exclusion of the rest of holiday songs, and it deserves your time if you haven't heard it before.
And it would totally be number one if the best version of it wasn't the live version that made it popular.
They would re-record a proper studio version, but the original has the charm of a college a cappella group having a good time.
And when it's dry and ready, a dreidel I shall play. Oh, dreidel.
12 Days of Christmas.
What?
Yeah.
A little touchy, are we?
Sorry.
That's all you need. A bunch of goofball buddies singing their hearts out to an unsuspecting audience.
The very same audience that makes this a clear number 2 and not number 1.
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer on the 12th.
What humans react like this? They hear a new Christmas song and it's, yay, clap, cheer, I didn't see that coming. It's the one detriment to such a special song, and it's very easy to ignore.
Here are some other tunes you shouldn't ignore this holiday season.
Santa Claus is coming to town.
Long live the boss. This is one of the few seasonal covers that separates itself from the pack just with personality. And the fact that it's only a live version works to its advantage. It's got the feel of a one-off, out-of-nowhere concert treat for these lucky group of concert attendees.
Best bass of the season. No offense to my old college buddy, Noah of Pentatonics.
Very much like Die Hard, this is a Christmas song you can listen to outside of Christmas because it's a great song that just happens to be set during Christmas. The horns are majestic. The bass line is automatically the season's pinnacle.
He has provided me with the world's smallest turkey.
Keep your jingle bell rock. This is the real rock of the holidays. Points off from Patricia Donahue's subpar vocal part, but not enough to take away from how worthwhile the song is to the season.
You're welcome, Calvin.
Christmas in Harlem.
Did you know that Kanye had a Christmas song? Man, I am so happy now that I know that this exists. Thanks, King Benny Garcia.
Christmas at Ground Zero.
Gotta counter what I said in the last video. Weird Al rules. Even for the goofiest guy to ever make music, Ground Zero is still chilling. I still remember those days I'd watch this video in the dark and get the heebie-jeebies.
Not gonna lie, this is only on here because of Chris Kattan.
Look at that beautiful man. He's so perfect. Get out of here, you suck ass.
Jimmy Fallon, the only thing he should host is a Parasite.
Would have made the list with less Jimmy Fallon. Gets to stay because of Tracy Morgan. I don't even know what Horatio is doing. Why is he even here? Number 1. On our fine journey today, we've hit most representable facets of Christmas music. We've explored the classics. We've ventured into the modern. We've looked at the agreeable and the absolutely disagreeable. Don't forget, we all have our own opinions. Please stop yelling at me. I like to think the latter classifications are higher on the list due to the personal strength those songs have over the others. One of my favorite bands, some of my favorite seasonal melodies, all attached to the few songs we have for 1 month out of the year. The classics are a bit trickier. There's reasons they've never fallen out of yearly rotation.
There's also reasons they have trouble being top 10.
Classic sometimes refers to things that don't age well. Classic sometimes just doesn't cover it. It's an excuse to cover a thing that can't withstand endless overplay with a warm rose-colored blanket.
But when classic is exactly what a song is, nothing could ever beat it.
It's the most wonderful.
Hey, most important thing. You see the name down there? This is the version. Nobody's got shit on Andy.
It's the most wonderful time.
No power, John. Sing it with some conviction. It's Christmas, man.
It's the most wonderful time.
Bigger, goddammit. Let loose. I want to feel those gay happy meetings.
It's the most wonderful time.
Get out of here. Earth, friendly reminder to never attempt a cover. Andy has perfected Christmas forever.
Just listen to this man sell it.
There'll be scary ghost stories and tales of the glory.
For 2.5 minutes, Andy holds nothing back. He clearly loves Christmas, and if not, the man is one hell of an actor.
There's two factors that make this song in particular the best song of Christmas. Andy Williams versus the Titans, and Andy Williams versus Andy Williams.
Checking out any seasonal radio station, your truest of Titans can manage at least 2 top 3 covers of any given song. Mariah Carey, Burl Ives, and the Ronettes are good acts, but one song a Titan does not make.
Christmas legends, they are not.
Bing Crosby excelled with his smooth, almost heavenly delivery. The man wanted you listening curled up in front of a roaring fireplace.
I'm dreaming.
Yeah, Bing is a little more relaxed than I would prefer.
I'm dreaming.
Less polished, Dean Martin puts a lot of personality into his songs, and maybe a little more too. Pictured is an unrelated photo of Dean, and why I think he lacked some control in some songs.
Silver bells.
Men like these two have the skill and personality to be Christmas Titans. And what do any of their songs have on the Christmas song?
It's the most wonderful time.
Hail to the King.
Do you know what the worst part of this song is? The one part where Andy isn't singing.
And they set up Andy more than they could have ever known. Their bland, average presence elevates the captain even more.
There'll be scary ghost stories.
So perfect harbinger of Christmas. He must be a Titan, right?
He'll be coming down the chimney down.
What a champ.
Do you see what I see?
This isn't working.
Andrew has the talent and cult to be the seasonal star, but he doesn't for a reason. His range is limited to one kind of passionate power. He can't do slow. His voice is too strong. He can't do middling, average Christmas songs because he sounds one note. I have his Christmas album. It stays pretty fine throughout. It's made a little harder to sit through considering he opens the thing with the best opening possible.
Just put the CD in, listen to the first song, and eject the CD. Kids, these are CDs. They have music. Go to an antique store, you can buy about 50 of them for $1.
I just love this damn song. The intro gets me hyped. Most of the time.
It's the most.
That's not Andy!
So other than that cruel trick, time of the year makes the season come alive. I don't believe it's really here until I finally hear the best song out in the wild. Andy makes the season what it is. So the next time you're thumbing through Goodwill's vinyls and see 43 Andy Williamses, remember how the man made Christmas better.
And don't buy any of them. The dude only needs one song.
Thank you for joining me. If you haven't seen yesterday's, blazam! If you like my taste in good music, here's some of the best songs ever. And here is the most important vid of the year.
And if you didn't get the video out before this, Ducky, I'm gonna mess you up!